Everybody has their depiction of leadership success and what that looks like. And I picked out a couple. And one is, my first one would be the example. Respect the position that you're in. You certainly earned that rank or title, but be the example. A lot of times in the Marines, people will follow what you have on your collar, but that doesn't mean they respect you. I think it's important that to be respected, that you show up for your Marines, that you put in the work, that you're willing to share in their hardships. I've had a saying coming up through the Marine Corps that if I ask my team to follow me into a building when the enemy is firing back at us, how many of them are going to follow me to the building? That's my test of how good of a leader you are. Because if you're not a good leader, they ain't following you into the building. That's the bottom line, regardless of what you think. I think in the civilian world, that very translate into, leaders not hiding, in conference rooms, but being able to roll up your sleeves and uh, addressing that and jumping on task when you need to. Second one I was thinking of is enabling your team and really like respecting them and let them do their job. For me, that has worked a lot. Like whatever I need to do to ensure that you can be successful, I will do whatever that is. If you need some time off a couple of days to make you work, that makes you work better, then so be it. Whatever I can do within my power to enable you. I respect you as a person. I respect your capabilities and your skills. And then I'll just let you do your job. Give you the space where you can fail, but just know that if you're going to fail, please come back with a solution how to fix that. Being adaptable in uncertain circumstances and remaining calm and flexible. And so what I mean by that is I think there's a lot of time when people feel the heat. They don't stay calm. They start freaking out and they start making rash decisions. And be flexible, because not every plan, I would say every plan, does not survive first contact. Things are going to go wrong, but you have to learn to be flexible. Some people get so in love with their plan that they're not able to change or make different decisions. Be flexible. Integrity and accountability. You have to hold yourself accountable and yourself with integrity first. You got to do that first before you try to hold somebody else accountable and hold somebody else and ask them to have integrity. Because if you're not holding yourself accountable and you have integrity, how are you going to ask that from somebody else? I think that's very, very vitally important. And the last one, you have to take your ass chewings like a grown-up. All right. And people are scared to do that. Don't point fingers. Don't try to find the scapegoat. Your job as a leader is to shield your people from when things go wrong and to spotlight and highlight them when things go right. That's your position. If you don't like it, you don't be in a position of leadership. I think a lot of people tend to stay away from that position because they're afraid to get fired. I get it, but that is not your responsibility to blame your team for doing something wrong. You as a leader take that and be able to respond and then train them behind closed doors. That doesn't mean you don't address it with your team. Certainly at a great time and a better time, you address it with the team, say, hey, this is where we're failing or this is where we're short. We need to do better. But by no means does that need to be brought up in an executive level staff meeting, or you need to do that in front of their peers or in front of your peers.